Okay, so in this video I'm just going to show you some of the important files that are generated when you create a C++ application, and some of the not so important files that you can ignore. So I'm just going to open up my project folder here, and let's take a look. We have, first of all, the SLN file. This is the first important file that I want you to make note of. The SLN file is the solution file, and basically when you create a C++ application, you're creating a solution, which is like a big container for your project and your source files and whatnot. So if you want to open an existing project or even just code file, you open it by the SLN file, and then the solution will open, your code file will be showing, and you can just pick up where you left off. So that's important. Every time you want to open pre-existing work, then open it by the SLN file. Okay, so let me drill down into this project folder, and this is the next important file. This is in fact the most important file. That is the CPP file, or your source file, and that is the file with your code in it. That's where all your hard work is, so you want to guard that file with your life. And when you have a homework assignment or a test or something, this is the file that you're going to submit to me through Canvas. So this is the most important file. The rest of them, even the solution file that I talked about, are not important because they can be regenerated with just a few mouse clicks. But this is where all of your hard work is, so you want to make sure you don't lose that. Okay, and then one thing I will mention though, if you are opening an existing file to continue working on it, do not open it by the CPP file. Open it by the solution file that I talked about. If you just open the CPP file by itself, it opens, but it's not part of a solution. You can only run code that's part of a solution. You cannot just run a CPP file. It has to be part of the big picture. So that would not be helpful if you just opened up the CPP. You would see your code and you would be able to type, but you just would not be able to run it. So moral of the story, always open existing work by this SLN file. Okay, one more kind of important file that I just want you to know about. I'm going to drill down into this debug folder. This is called the working directory for your project. So I'm going to drill down into here. This file, the exe file, that's the executable file. That's actually the file that is, when you run your program and you see the little black window with the white letters, that's actually the exe file running. And what happens is when you type your code, and then that code is what we call compiled into executable code, or compiled into, it just means that the commands that we type, like cout and int main, and those are kind of like English-like words, and the computer really just speaks in strings of numbers. So when you hit that run button, the program is compiled into an executable file, and by compiled we mean translated into machine code that the computer can understand and run. So the result is the exe file, and that's what's actually running when you run your program. And it's not important though. I mean, this is not the kind of thing that you would ever turn into me. It's the kind of thing that it's regenerated every time you run your program. So it's not important in that you have to keep track of it. I'm just showing you that it exists, and this is what's happening behind the scenes when you hit that run button. This file is being compiled and generated. Okay, so I guess that's it for this video.